Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back to another video. Today, I wanted to do a full-on TV-like video, and I wanted to tell you guys about what, in my opinion, is the best episode of Star Wars Rebels. It is in Season 3, the episode Twin Suns. I think that this is a really fantastic episode, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Alright, so the episode begins with Darth Maul arriving on Tatooine, as he sends Kenobi there because he is looking for his revenge after what Kenobi did in the Phantom Menace, and how he's been just trying to get revenge on Kenobi so badly for the past few years because he's just so lustful for revenge. And then he does a really loud scream of him shouting Kenobi's name, and then it switches to Ezra sleeping and then waking up, as he's waking up to what I can assume to be a disturbing noise as he rubs his eyes, and under him is Zeb sleeping, snoring like a little shit, as Ezra slowly gets out of bed, and eventually cuts to him opening up with the holocrons, and he opens them up, one of which shows a message from Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then the other one shows Darth Maul, so it has Darth Maul's voice out of the Sith holocron, and then it eventually kind of makes like an exploding thing, sending Ezra back, and Kanan does notice this. And then it cuts to a shot in the rebel base of Ezra talking to Hera as he thinks that Obi-Wan is still alive, and then the next scene is of him stealing a rebel, what I think is a A-Wing, as he flies off to Tatooine because that's where he thinks that Obi-Wan and Kenobi is, and Chopper did hop in a ride with him because reasons I don't really know, but then he goes off to Tatooine. After that, eventually after they land on Tatooine, Ezra sees a weird red rock thing, and then they get attacked by sand people. As Chopper is stuck inside the A-Wing, Ezra goes to try to help him and knocks back the Tusken Raider, I forgot what it's called, and then it turns out that there were a couple more on the mountain shooting down at Chopper and Ezra, as then eventually one puts Ezra to the ground, and then Ezra was able to kick it back with then Chopper doing some weird like flame smoke thing. And eventually then the Tusken Raiders eventually blow up the A-Wing, with then after that they cheer, Darth Maul comes up from behind and brutally murders them. And while I don't know if it's a vision or not, I'm not entirely sure, but then eventually it does cut to daytime of Ezra looking in front of a sandstorm with Chopper, as they are about to go inside a sandstorm because Ezra thinks that's a fast way to get to Kenobi, and Chopper does not want to go in there because obviously it's not really safe for droids. So Ezra does go in, and Chopper does follow him reluctantly, I will say. And then, like, they're like obviously struggling to get through the sandstorm, and eventually Chopper does get like shut off because of the harsh conditions that are inside of the desert. And eventually Ezra just starts wondering why did he go along and go to Tatooine without any of his friends. And eventually he wishes that he never went there. And he has a vision of Maul about to slash him, as he eventually tries to slash at it, but then it turns out it was just a vision. And then he gets knocked out, and there's a mysteriously person who is in a cloak who finds Ezra. And if Ezra does wake up noticing the shadow, but eventually after he falls right back unconscious because of the harsh conditions, obviously. And then it cuts to nighttime where Ezra does wake up with Chopper doing good next to a do-bag, I think that it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Ezra notices that there is someone in front of him when Chopper points this out. As he at first is kind of unclear, after fiddling around his eyes, he realizes who is in front of him. It is, in fact, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I think that this Obi-Wan, they do a great Alec Guinness impression from A New Hope, and I think it is definitely really fantastic. And I really want to see this guy do more because it's just a fucking amazing impression, dude. And also, this Obi-Wan acts so much like Obi-Wan. I think it's one of the best interpretations that we've gotten from him. That's not saying any of them are bad, because if you ask me, all of his interpretations that we've gotten are great. And he's telling Ezra, because Ezra thinks that Obi-Wan is the key to saving the rebellion, but Obi-Wan does tell him that the vision that he saw was because of Maul, and how Maul wanted to get Kenobi so bad that it ended up twisting up Ezra's vision as well, because Maul was so dedicated to getting Obi-Wan and getting the revenge that he desperately wanted, as I previously mentioned. And as they have more conversation about what happened, eventually Maul does come. And then when Maul does show up, Ezra tries to leap up in order to be able to help Obi-Wan fight Maul. However, Obi-Wan does not want Ezra to help him fight Maul. He believes that he should help out and, quote, mend this old wound, which I think is a very nice line. And I think that, again, this is just a perfect version of Obi-Wan. And then after that, Obi-Wan puts Ezra on a dewback, telling him to go home, and he tells him to ride north, which is his way home, as Chopper does get on the dewback, and then they go their way. And then after that, Darth Maul says that he'll see Ezra soon, as he claims that he is his apprentice. And after that, they do have some dialogue exchange, and as like Obi-Wan says, "What if higher isn't above?" And then Darth Maul does think that Darth Maul said he's gonna kill Obi-Wan. However, he does realize that maybe it's just worth to leave him on Tatooine because of the conditions there, and how he thinks it'd just be worth to leave him there, to quote Squalor. And this is also something really nice, as he just wants him to be in pain. And then eventually, Obi-Wan says that stuff about how if you judge yourself by power, then you have nothing, and then that causes Darth Maul to ignite his lightsaber. And then he does wonder, why did he come to Tatooine? And he realizes it's not to hide. He realizes that it's...
Perhaps you are protecting something. No. Protecting someone.
I love how right when Darth Maul mentions something about Luke, Obi-Wan immediately turns on his lightsaber, because that's his purpose, and that's his mission, and why he was sent there. And then after that, Darth Maul does and he does ignite his second bladed lightsaber. And eventually after that, Obi-Wan, he's in his Clone Wars pose, and then Darth Maul switches to a different pose. Then Obi-Wan does a Samurai Alliganis pose, and then after that he switches to Qui-Gon Jinn's stance. However, Darth Maul's stance stays the same. However, eventually he does move his feet, and Obi-Wan is also preparing, as they are both waiting, doing a bit of like an old Western stare down. This because this fight is not about the length. Darth Maul does eventually move in, and with 3 flashes, Obi-Wan splits his lightsaber in half. And as Darth Maul realizes that he has lost, his face eventually turns from like an angry smile to sadness, as then he drops to the ground, and then Obi-Wan catches him, with Darth Maul asking if Luke is the chosen one. And then Obi-Wan does confirm this with saying that he is. And Darth Maul is letting go of all his hate for Obi-Wan, and for just 1 second. And he realizes that Luke will avenge them both. And I really like this line, because it proves that he's gonna avenge them from the Sith, as Obi-Wan closes his eyes and Darth Maul lays in his arms, as it cuts to a pan out shot, and then it shows Obi-Wan where Luke lives, and you can hear where Aunt Beru, Luke, and Uncle Owen live, and then you can hear Aunt Beru scream, not screaming, but saying Luke, Luke, in front of the twin sons, as Obi-Wan does grasp onto his beard. And, that was pretty much the end of the episode Twin Sons. So overall, I thought that this is easily the best episode of Rebels, as it has a really emotional and final confrontation between Obi-Wan and Maul, which is something a lot of fans of Clone Wars had been wanting for years at that point. It shows something for Ezra, and it has some kind of character development for Ezra. It has a great voice acting for Obi-Wan and also for Darth Maul. It has a great conclusion. It's why the lightsaber fight is short. It is overall really nice. It's really satisfying, and I love the amount of character development that we can see in Obi-Wan as well. How he uses a Clone Wars pose, then he uses his pose in A New Hope, and then he uses the stance that Qui-Gon Jinn used. And I think it really shows character development that we've gotten with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I do really love it, and I loved seeing Darth Maul, as he is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. He is great in Clone Wars, he is really good in Rebels, except for a one part in Season 3, where he has something with Ezra, but I loved him in the finale of Season 2, I loved him in Clone Wars, as previously said, and I really liked him in Phantom Menace. And yeah, I do really love this episode. I really like Rebels, and that's gonna be for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye.